My name is Chioma and welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be talking to you about why I love being an elder sister or an older sister or the eldest sister or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, yeah. So I already did a video today and it's for Delphi and like for the honors college and stuff like that. But I also promised some opinion videos this summer, and this is the first one. It is more about me as a person, so I hope you like it. I'm gonna take this blanket off my back now so I can relax my wholesomeness. Anyway, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So let's just get into this video. So of all the topics, I decided to choose talking about being an older sister, which I don't know if that makes sense or it doesn't, but I am just missing my siblings a little bit today, so I figured I'd just talk about this. I feel like being an elder sister is a blessing, and it's been one of the most fulfilling roles of my life ever. It gives me purpose, I have to say. So currently my sister traveled with my mom for a wedding, and my brother is taking summer classes, and he stays in the dorms for that because it is a long drive from the house to his school and he doesn't want to rack up miles on his car, so he decides to stay there and he comes back during the weekends. Okay, I feel like I just fixed the light and it is better now. The windows is really hot, so I cannot close the windows, and the curtains are really light, so the light like comes in through the curtains. So it is what it is for right now. Anyway, I'm trying to make this video I need to breathe. I'm trying to make this video more relaxed, where I'm just literally just talking about what I want to talk about, because guess what, it's an opinion video. I'm not here to give you information that may or may not be true. It is true to me. Anyway, let's get into it. But if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does not cost a thing, in case you don't know that. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I am seeing that I am about 3 minutes and no cents, so let's get into why I love being an older sister. So I find it's a blessing to be in the position where I am a role model for my siblings. I got into college. I did really well in college. I'm still in college, right? But my sister just started college this year, and she just looks up to me sometimes and she's like, I don't know how you do it. And I'm like, girl, you can do it. So that way she's kind of like trying to follow in my footsteps. Our majors are definitely nothing alike. She's into international relations and stuff like that, but I'm into nursing, but it's all about the work ethics, it's all about the dedication, it's all about coming home with those good grades. I mean, she's watched me pull all-nighters, she's watched me cry over a test, she's watched me struggle while she was in high school, so she knows it's not easy. And I was there to show that you can still do it. Sometimes it's difficult, but you get through it. So for me, just being in that position to be that for her and my brother is just a very special thing for me. I also stand to be like their first friend, because I am the older sister, so the first person to play with, the first person to learn to relate with before they go out and they make their own friends. So I feel like one of the disadvantages is that I became so dependent on them being my friends that I hardly ever looked out to make other friends, until recently that they all went to college and stuff like that. Thankfully I have made friends, but I just never felt the need to have friends around me all the time, because I was taking care of my siblings and being their friends and playing with them. Oh my god, as kids we were literally all we had, because my parents wouldn't let us go outside, so we didn't play with other kids. We just played with ourselves and like a bunch of toys. So we just became our own like little fun group. So I am raised in a single parent home. My parents are divorced. So for a while, when my mom came to the US to set up her life, I was with my siblings, you know. So I mean, we had our grandma and we had our auntie, so we had family around us, but I kind of had to also step up and be in the role of being a caretaker or a caregiver for them. I naturally just grew this mother instinct, which like it's so weird to say because I am their sister, not their mother, but I had to care for them. I felt a responsibility for them, so I had to, you know, eventually grow into feeling this like motherly figure role where I care about, have you eaten, did you shower, do you smell clean, let me see your teeth, stuff like that, you know, like you need to go to bed now, and don't study too late, or you haven't studied at all today. So I end up doing all this stuff, you know, being like the mom in the house for them. And honestly, I wouldn't trade any of that for the world. It's just like, you know, those are my babies. Those are my babies. Like I can't, yeah, it is just what it is. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this video at this point because I just feel like I am counting my blessings right now, and you know, figuring out why am I missing them so much right now. Why am I feeling so by myself? And the thing is, I feel like I am experiencing the whole empty nester situation where your kids grow up and leave you, and I'm feeling that way. But they're my siblings, but I am just like, but they're grown kids. I love it. I can't be more proud of them. They're both doing their thing and they're succeeding. Being an older sibling or being an older sister, I have been able to be there for them when, you know, to listen when they vent about literally anything and everything. When they have crushes, when they're mad at my mom, or they're mad at their friend, or they're mad at their boss, you know, stuff like that. I get to sit down and listen and hear them and give them a space where they're able to vent freely, and you know, they don't have to. It's different from venting to your parents, because for me, I don't censor them when they use like words that are not like really appropriate. They do know I don't like it, but they do it. So, you know, but in that situation, the last thing you want to do is correct them, which parents tend to do. But for me, I let them vent that out, and then later I'm like, you should really watch this word. You shouldn't be using this word this much, you know, stuff like that. So I'm really grateful I actually have the opportunity to do that for them. I also have the opportunity to help them make hard decisions, or just be there for them while they make hard decisions, to show them that I support them. And this is not like in the absence of my mom, obviously, but like when my mom was in the US, I was there present. So they tend to turn to me, you know, even though they'll go to my mom, obviously, but they'll also come to me. I'm like the second parent. And they'll be like, well, I want to make this choice. I'm like, okay, so what do you want? What's the best thing for you? And then I talk about, because they've told me a lot of their aspirations, a lot of the things they want to do with their life. I know them, you know, to an extent where we've talked about what they want, what kind of life they envision for themselves. Sometimes I get to be the sounding board for them to hear what they say about themselves. You know, I'm like, but you said you want this, and then you want this, but does this align with what you want? And then they're able to make the right decisions. I mean, like college choice, you know, just where to go to college, that was a big thing. Just simple decisions like, should I go back to this job that I was doing, or do I do something else, or what do I apply for, you know, stuff like that. And it's such a blessing to have, to feel needed, or to feel wanted, or to feel like you have a place. And that's why I feel like this whole empty nester thing is just like driving me crazy. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, my kids are growing up, and what do I do? You know? Also, I have a tendency of being like kind of overprotective-ish, where I defend them from my mom. This is really bad. I don't know if it's bad, but like, I just don't want her to yell at them or overwhelm them with certain things, or if they're trying to explain themselves, I need you to listen to them. That's where my protection kind of comes from. So, for example, maybe my sister doesn't want to do this club thing because of something someone said to her, and she's feeling very discouraged and she doesn't want to do it anymore. Now, as a parent, you know that this club is going to be beneficial to this kid. So your own is like, why would you listen to what people are saying? Like, just do it. You're not supposed to quit because one person said. You don't approach it that way. You listen to the child. You understand the child. You remind them of their worth, and then you tell them, this would be a really good thing for you. So don't let anyone discourage you from doing it. If this is really what you want to do it. Listen to them first. Acknowledge where they're coming from. Help them feel better about themselves. Raise them up before you go talking about the future. They are in the present right now. That pain is real right now. So you need to be there for them right now. And sometimes, parents just, they want the best for you, and they're not as sensitive to those mental struggles or those emotional struggles that they have. But I feel like I went through that yesterday, so I'm more understanding to my siblings today. So that is where that defensiveness comes in. So I'm like, you're not listening to her. You need to like listen to what she's saying. You need to be there for her. You shouldn't worry about all those other stuff right now. You should worry about her and herself, and or him and himself, like talking about my brother, So I do get defensive. And if you're an older sibling and you're seeing this video, like, can you just tell me if I am overdoing it, or does anyone even relate to this even a little bit? Like, I would really like to know. Oh my god. Okay. I have never actually felt really passionate about talking about anything like this ever. So it is a good thing, I guess. I love being an older sibling. I would love being an older sister. So where people say that, oh, I love to cook and clean for my husband, and take care of the kids for my husband so he comes to a well clean home and stuff like that. I do that for my siblings. They're not my kids, but I do that. I'm like, well, my brother is coming home this weekend. I need to cook. I need to make sure the house is like clean for him so that he comes into a very like nice environment, and he feels at home and stuff. Like, I find myself doing that. I'm like, hold up, who are you? It wasn't like that, obviously. As a child, I didn't care that the house was clean or not, but also they weren't coming back from anywhere. But as I get older and I get into like this whole knowing what I'm supposed to do, the chores and stuff like that, I feel more sensitive to the fact that they need to come home to a clean place. They need to come home to food, whether they've eaten out or not. Food just needs to be there so that they feel like they're home. And I'm just watching myself, and I'm like, girl, you need to chill. You're not even a mom yet. But like, I can't help it. Like, I already have like my things set out, ingredients that I need to make for him this Friday, because I work tomorrow and he's gonna come back while I'm at work. So I want him to come back to food. I'm like, shish, like, why am I doing this? I don't know, but I love it. I mean, look at me, I'm all smiles talking about it. It is fulfilling to be able to fulfill the needs of others around you, I guess. And I am able to do this by being an older sibling and being able to care, for my siblings. I think that's also another reason why I think I picked the right career, because it is just all about nurturing and caring about the other person, thinking about what they might need even before they ask for it, and be able to be there for them and provide that for them. I'm really sorry if you guys are hearing like the cars and the bikes. I cannot shut off my window. I would literally suffocate to death because it is so hot. So, it's just a consequence of what it is. So when I talk about like talking about being a sibling or being an older sibling, like, I couldn't easily come up with what might be the negative sides of it, because I'm the oldest girl. There's just a different set of expectation put on girls, and like just off the bat I couldn't think of anything, so I decided to write a few things down before I sat down for this video. Obviously I didn't think about like the good things but well, one of the like most prominent thing is that I put a lot of mental stress on myself when I have to stand up for my siblings and stand up for myself, and consider everybody's mental health, while I also have my needs, but I'm not able to like be upfront with my needs because I feel like they need stuff, and my mom should be listening to them and taking care of their stuff before she thinks of my stuff. So I'm just under a lot of like mental stress or emotional stress that I hide from everybody because I want to make sure everyone else is okay before I talk about my issues. So it literally puts me at the barrel of things. Thankfully, I and my sister have like a very close relationship, and we're like friends, even though she's younger than me. And as she got older, definitely now I'm able to talk about certain things with her that I wouldn't have been able to before, and it just helps it helps ease me speaking to her, because she gets to vent to me, and girl can she vent. But now I have someone I can also talk to and vent to if I need to. And it is amazing. But if you're an older sibling where your younger siblings are not easily available, or they don't reciprocate that energy, where you're there for them but nobody's really there for you when you need it can put you under a lot of mental stress. I mean, if you resonate with this, I'd like to see some comments that says something about this. And also, I've put a lot of personal pressure on myself. Nobody's really pressuring me, but I just feel at this point that I cannot fail, because I mean, my sister's looking up to me. She's watched me through community college. Now I'm almost graduating at Delphi. I literally cannot fail in life, because what is she gonna expect from life? I just feel like she's looking up to me to see things work out for me, and that she draws strength from that things are gonna work out for her, because the struggles that she probably won't share with me. I mean, she's getting older, she's having her own friends that she's gonna talk to, she's gonna find her own life. But I want her to keep looking at me and seeing that everything is gonna be okay, just as she's seen before. So that kind of puts me under a lot of personal pressure to succeed at literally everything in life. Like school, I cannot afford to fail. In relationships also, I cannot afford to fail. But like you need to set an example on how your siblings would relate with people, like relationship wise. So if you're dating a nobody or anyhow, then you're setting a bad standard for them. It's just what it means. Also, you need to get married on time or you're a failure, stuff like that. I don't want to even think about that topic right now. But yeah, you do have like those expectations set on you, and you have stuff to live up to. You have to be successful in like career wise, you have to be financially stable, you have to just do good in general, because every other person is watching you. And I have a huge fear of becoming a failure or disappointing my family, and it just puts that unnecessary mental stress and pressure. And like I said, it's not even external, it's like majority of it is very internal, because I want to make these kids happy. I want to be somebody they can look up to. So it is difficult in that sense. Also, I feel like I become the caregiver by default. So my mom had surgery and I had to take care of her. Unfortunately, my siblings were in an accident with my mom. In fact, my entire family was in a car that crashed, and that is like the most terrifying picture in my head right now. But yeah, we're just four of us, and three, which excluding me, were in a car that crashed, and just that was terrible. But immediately I find myself stepping up in this role where I am the family member who comes into the ER. I'm the one asking about everybody's medication, asking for papers, discharge papers. Like, trying to gather information for insurance. I just find myself automatically being in the caregiver position. Like, I am the caregiver. Like, if everybody's not okay, I need to step in. And I'm like, am I ready for this? I mean, that realization was like the most scariest thing to me. And I don't still know if I'm ready for it, but I trust God. I feel like He's not gonna give me something that's too much for me to handle, and that He'll give me the strength and the grace in that time to figure it out. But it is something that is very scary, and I just believe that when the time comes, I will be able to do that, to be the caregiver for my parents, and also like just take care of my siblings in general. I feel like this video is like going really long. I don't even know if anybody would be interested in watching it. I mean, except you're an older sibling also. And please let me know in the comments what you think. I am very proud to be an older sister. It is making me a better person every day. I want to improve. I want to be better for them, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, nothing. I wouldn't change it for the world. And if you feel a similar way, you feel opposite, if you have a story to share, please do that in the comments down below. Like this video if you want to see more of these videos like this, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye now.